It's Powerback time on the Gutsy Podcast. Each week we bring you 5 minutes of condensed inspiration to reclaim the courage and momentum you've given away. You've got big things to do, so let's get your power back. Every Monday morning in the Works & Company office, we open up our week together as a team and share what we call a Monday morning motivation. We know the hustle and bustle of the week is ahead of us. We know that there are client projects to go over. We know that there are timelines and calendars to discuss. But first, we need to get our minds in the right place. This is so important because it's not only an opportunity to really come together and have a unified message, but it's also an opportunity for us to see things through a different lens and get our brains moving. I don't know about you guys, but Monday morning at 8:30, 9 o'clock is not always my sharpest hour of the day. So this is a really awesome opportunity to get the oil flowing, get the wheels moving, and really just set the tone for the week. A few weeks ago, our communications specialist, Kelli, led us through a session based off of a book that she is currently reading, and it's called 15 Things That You Should Give Up to Be Happy. The author's name is Luminita Saviuc. And you can find tons of blogs for like a Cliff Notes version to really just get straight to the goods. But Kelli went into a part of a chapter that really struck all of us. Now, when I first think about things that I have to give up to be happy, I immediately go to food. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh my God, if I can't have cheesecake, I'm going to be miserable. No, this stuff has nothing to do with food. It all has to do with mental aspects. A few of the things that Luminita mentions about giving up are things like giving up your need to always be right. Not always easy. Giving up complaining, especially when you're around other people and you're surrounded by nothing but complainers. Giving up your resistance to change and giving up your excuses. The portion that Kelli let us in is all about bringing awareness to your fears. We talk a lot about fear here on the Gutsy Podcast because it's one of the most powerful emotions. And when it's not constructed or directed, it can wreak havoc. What we're advised to do here is, again, bring awareness to your fear. So when a fear pops up, the first thing that you want to do is either sit and think or grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down, what do you most want? This is if there are no limitations. In this scenario, fear isn't a concern, worry doesn't exist, the future is your canvas and you have every color in the rainbow and then some to paint it. The next question is why you are afraid. What is it about this particular scenario that brings fear to the forefront? This is a really great opportunity for you to dig a couple layers deeper than what you may even be thinking right now. This is a chance for you to get real with yourself, like the deep-rooted fear of why you can't have that, why you can't achieve that, what's holding you back from it. And then the third question is, what is the actual truth? When you step outside of your fear, what is actually going on? What is it that you already know that debunks that fear right from the start? So I'll walk you through one of mine that I wrote down. So I wrote down that what I want to travel. I want to speak. I want to be on stages and see beautiful countries and experience amazing food and just really see the world and share my voice and my vision. And why am I afraid of that? I have a deep-rooted fear that I'm going to be a bad mother because of that. I'm not going to be present. My son's going to resent me. I'm going to put strain on my family or ultimately put a wedge between us. And what's the truth? The truth is, I'm a fucking awesome mom. My son loves me. I love him. My husband and I are stronger than we've ever been before. And while they may not be able to go to all of these places with me every single time, this is going to open up an opportunity to share the world with my son and my husband. It's a chance for them to experience a lighter, healthier, more fulfilled mom and wife. And ultimately, I'm going to be able to provide to my family the way that I've always felt that I could. You see, it's the deep-rooted fear. That's the stuff I'm talking about. Like, get down in the yucks, guys. Because it's the deep-rooted fear that I'm going to mess up my family that has partially held me back from pursuing my speaking career. By facing this fear, I know what's true now, and anytime I feel that creeping up, I can bounce back and check back in with myself and tell myself what is actually true. So think about what fear is arising for you. Write it down, and then ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What am I fearing will happen if I do this, if I pursue that? What's going to happen because of those things? And then really get real with yourself and say, what is actually true? What do I know to be true to this scenario? I hope that you'll find peace in this exercise because we found tremendous power in it. And slowly but surely, we're lifting a lot of those fears one by one and pursuing the very things that we have held ourselves back from doing. Join me next week on the Gutsy Podcast for, this episode is so juicy. I have guest Shauna Van Bogart, who is an intuitive business coach, and we break down high achievement addiction. This one stung a little bit because it's all about going from one success to the next success to the next success, yet feeling unfulfilled in between each one of them. Until then, follow the Gutsy Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and for more Gutsy insight, follow me personally at @LauraOra. See you next time.